What's up, squads? Back with another video. And we back with another reaction on the channel. In today's video, we will be reacting to NBA players that almost died. And if you going to enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment the best part of the video down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, before we get into this video, don't you see that stuff down there? That little writing down there under the screen, wherever I'm pointing at, where I'm gonna put this fucking social media shit in the video. Make sure you go hit my social medias up. Go follow me on Instagram. Go follow me on Snapchat, and make sure you go follow me on Twitter, because I need some goddamn followers over there. I got 7 followers. But anyway, let's get into the video.
Life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're playing basketball, the next you're on a train back home going 150 miles per hour as it flies off its tracks.
150 miles.
These are NBA players that almost died. And that train accident, that's exactly what happened to Nikola Vucevic. Back in 2006, Nikola was playing youth basketball in Montenegro. Him and his team, they had to get on a train to travel for a road game the next day. Everything seemed normal. Nikola and hundreds of others were doing what they do, just riding a train. But out of nowhere, everything changed. The train felt like it was floating, free-falling, completely detached from reality.
Something wrong then.
As Nikola heard nothing but screams before he blacked out.
Could have died right there on the scene. If that goddamn train had blowed up, he would have been dead right there.
Nikola was awake. He could still see, hear, smell. He was alive. Working his way through broken glass, Nikola stood up.
Oh, they been on fire.
And realized
it was on fire, bro. So some people did die. Like, it was on fire, so some people didn't make it.
This tragedy,
he was probably on the lucky side. He was lucky
because the train's brakes failed, causing
why
the
niggas
train
ain't check the brakes
to derail. Now, Nikola isn't the only player that's had it rough, because LaMelo Ball was almost murdered. Yeah, back when LaMelo was just 4 years old, his dad took him to a gym in LA. At first, things were going great. He was playing ball, having a good family time, until some adults started arguing across the gym. Now, being a curious kid, LaMelo wanted to go see the action. And while he was watching this argument go down, he heard one of the guys say, "I'ma be back," before walking out the front door. And once this dude left, LaMelo got back to playing basketball with his dad. Everything seemed normal. But just a few minutes later, the gym door burst open and LaMelo saw that same dude walk back in. Except this time, he started shooting up the entire gym. LaMelo saw everyone around him start screaming and running for the exits, but he was in so much shock that he just dropped his basketball
and just stand there
and froze.
Nigga, I would have been gone.
LaMelo was just a child, seeing his short life flash before his eyes, thinking, is this already the end? But all of a sudden, LaMelo was scooped up into someone's arms and swung over their shoulders. And as he heard bullets flying past his head, he was carried out of the gym. LaMelo barely made it out with his life. And when he looked up to see who rescued him, it was none other than his dad, LeVar Ball. Damn. To think that we almost lost LaMelo before we even knew him. It's crazy. But at least LaMelo left without a scratch. Because Paul Pierce, on the other hand, he messed with the wrong woman. And the consequences left him fighting for his life. See, back in September of 2000, Pierce and his boys decided to hit up the Buzz nightclub in Boston. And being single at the time, Pierce started talking to some girls. You know, spitting some game. But there was one girl that really caught his eye. So Pierce approached, bought her a drink, and of course they hit it off. But I don't really think her boyfriend like
Damn.
that too much. Yeah, she already had a man, and he was watching this whole thing happen from across the bar. So the dude walked up, got right in Pierce's face, and told him to get the f*** out. But Pierce wasn't about to leave, he was just getting started. So he argued back, saying that he thought she was single, and that it was just a misunderstanding. The boyfriend wasn't hearing it though, and he decided to squash this beef for good. So he called over his boys from across the room, and what happened next almost killed Paul Pierce. 3 dudes.
Man, y'all niggas need to stop fucking with you damn females. Shit, every female ain't single. They'll set your ass up, man. Y'all better stop fucking with these damn females.
Pulled out knives and started stabbing him 3 times in the stomach.
God dang. Stabbed that man 3 times in the stomach and a couple times in the back. Nah, bro. Ain't no way. Shit. Surprised that didn't die right there, cause the way he got stabbed, he could have died right there, bro.
And 5 times in the back.
God
And as they were about to run away, they even hit Paul Pierce in the face with a beer bottle,
damn.
sending him straight to the ground,
But his shit
laying
was
in a
swole.
pool of his own blood. This
He was supposed to die right there.
seemed like the end, when suddenly 2 of Pierce's boys showed up and rushed him straight to the ER, where Pierce got emergency surgery. And after 2 days in the hospital, his life was saved, making this the most traumatic moment
making that
of
shit a
his
miracle, my
entire
nigga.
life.
Shit, the way they stabbed your ass,
Now,
you dead.
knives and stabbing, that's one thing. But looking down the barrel of a gun, that's a whole different level that Damian Lillard had to fight through.
What you do, Dame?
Back in 2008, Dame was waiting at a bus stop after practice one night, all by himself.
Oh, this shit look like Tokyo.
And when 3 guys walked by, they didn't see Dame. They saw an opportunity. The guys walked up to Dame and demanded that he hand over his backpack. Now, at this point, Dame was in high school, and he was nearly 6 feet tall. I mean, he thought that he was a grown-ass man, so he wasn't about to let these guys rob him
he
for
got his
stuff.
ass beat. I'm tired of tall ass niggas. Think just cause they tall, can't nobody touch you. Like,
You could
niggas
stand
can't
up to
touch
these
you.
guys,
You put a gun in your face, oh, I gonna be scared.
and they'd walk away, just like you see in the movies. And that's when Dame looked each of them in their eyes, told them to step off, and said that
Shit, that was the wrong
he wasn't
fucking
giving
thing
them
to
a damn thing. But
You got your
this was a big mistake, because what happened next almost ended Dame's
say. Man, I'm just gonna say right now, it ain't that serious, bro. What if you had a nipple bad wasn't that serious to make these niggas almost end your fucking life, my guy? If a nigga come up to you, rob you right now, give him your shit. It ain't worth it. You can get that shit back. That material shit. That's fucking material shit. A nigga come up here and rob me right now, they can have all this shit. I'll get it everything back. And more in return. Shit. Ain't nothing finna cost my life over some goddamn material ass shit that I can't take with me to the grave. Shit.
life. One of the men lunged at him, and they started fighting for the bag. And at first, Dame was able to defend himself. But eventually, the guys decided enough was enough. One of them pulled out a gun and pointed it right in Dame's face, stopping him in his tracks. Suddenly, Dame didn't feel so big and tough anymore. He was staring down the barrel of a gun, and he saw his NBA dreams just slipping away. Dame thought it was over for him, but luckily, the gun was put away. The dudes grabbed his bag and ran off down the street. And even though he didn't get shot that night, this moment changed him for the rest of his life. Fast forward to a 2016 interview, and Dame reflected on his near-death experience, saying, "This was one of those moments when I realized how serious it is in Oakland, how at risk you are growing up in a place like that. It made me sharper, it made me more alert. I had a different appreciation just walking around and living and being free. Man, I was a fan of Dame already, but I've got a different appreciation for him after this.
Exactly.
Just imagine the NBA without Damian Lillard. It wouldn't be the same. But that's not to say that the NBA itself is safe. I mean, Rudy Tomjanovich almost got killed by another NBA player
Oh yeah, I
on
seen
the
clips
court.
about that. I seen clips
See,
about that.
back in
Motherfucker got knocked the fuck
1977, Rudy's Rockets were facing the Lakers when a fight broke out at center court. That's when Rudy decided to come and try to help break things up. But there was one Lakers player, Kermit Washington, who had the wrong idea.
Other than what you heard, the only three players down on that play that at that time was myself, Kareem, and Kevin Cooner. A scuffle broke out between me and Kevin Cooner. And as that was being broken up, I saw something from the corner of my eye, and it was Rudy running at me at 100 miles an hour. And I swung. And that was a mistake that I made in judgment. Now I look back at it, and Rudy was hurt very badly. So that was the beginning of the whole thing.
Rudy got absolutely sucker punched
nigga got
right in the
sneaked,
face and immediately
For
dropped
no
to the
reason.
floor. But this was
But at the
just
same
one
time, at
punch.
the same time, you can't even. At the same time, you can blame the dude, and you can't blame him because if somebody run up to you, 100 miles per hour, you don't know what they trying to do. So your first instinct is to swing on their ass. So you can't really blame him. Bro.
I mean, how bad could it be? Well, Rudy was completely unconscious. So his coach decided to rush him to the ER.
Yeah, probably like
And
that.
that's where he had his face surgically repaired. And after waking up in a hospital bed, Rudy found out just how bad his injuries were. He had a
Life-threatening.
broken nose, fractured jaw and skull, cracked cheekbones, and a concussion. His entire head was literally broken. I mean, if he had taken just one more punch, he would have
dead.
died on the court. But luckily, he didn't. And after 15 days in a LA hospital, Rudy's life was saved, and he was forced to wear a face mask for the rest of his career. As for the dude that punched him, he was only fined $10,000.
10,000.
10 grand for almost ending a life.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
That nigga should have got kicked out the NBA.
But there is one player who actually did die and then came back to life. I'm talking about Lamar Odom. It all started when Lamar was just a kid. He had things pretty rough. His father was always using drugs, and his mom died when he was 12. So, to distract himself from all the pain he was feeling, he started playing basketball. But eventually, Lamar discovered a deadly way to keep his demons in check. See, in 2003, at a party in Miami, Lamar tried drugs for the first time, and he was hooked.
Man, he was on that the
Immediately.
wrong road, bro.
And over the next few years, while playing for the Lakers, he developed an addiction.
God damn.
Now, Lamar didn't let it affect him on the court, so he was able to keep his issue a secret from everyone. But fast forward to 2009, and by the time he married Khloe Kardashian, he was living two completely different lives. One day he'd be with his family, filming TV shows, just living the life of an NBA superstar.
Ooh, do you see Kim's car that she has in the front yard? Lamar can't fit in it.
It's dope.
But the next day, he'd be in the club after a Lakers game, doing massive amounts of drugs. By 2011, Lamar's demons had him in a chokehold. All he wanted to do was get high. So, he fell out of shape, and his play got so bad, he was out of the NBA entirely by 2013. And at this
Just got me
point,
fucking
his
job.
problem had taken control of his life, and he just couldn't hide it anymore. So one night, after threatening his wife during a drug-fueled rage, Lamar got kicked out of the house for good. And that is when things got deadly.
The downfall.
With no one to turn to and nothing else to do, he started using drugs every day for 2 straight years.
God damn, man.
And eventually, his body couldn't take it anymore. In October of 2015, Lamar was partying at a club in Crystal, Nevada, and blacked out on the dance floor.
God damn.
He was rushed to a hospital in Las Vegas and went into a coma. Lamar suffered kidney failure, had 12 different strokes, and 6 heart attacks.
12 different strokes. God damn, man. Shit.
All while he was unconscious.
All this shit you been supposed to
He
survive.
was put on life support and given a feeding tube. The doctors even called his family, told him to come to the hospital to say their final goodbyes. And after 3 days in a coma, his doctor was ready to officially rule him dead when, out of nowhere, Lamar opened his eyes and came back to life. Now, he wasn't able to walk or talk and had to completely relearn how to just live.
Yeah.
But he was alive. And doctors said it was an absolute miracle. Odom was then flown to a hospital in LA where he spent the next few months in rehab. And it's been a long road to recovery ever since. I mean, Odom is still working on getting healthy to this day.
How much of a difference did it make to you getting professional help?
I think I'm still pretty much doing that. Whenever I tell my story, it works as a form of therapy for me.
Does it?
Yeah, I feel lighter and just don't feel like anything can hold me back. Feel less shameful. Feel a little more proud.
Prayers up to Lamar, man. We're rooting for you, dog.
Nope.
That was a tough section to get through. But Nick Young's story, on the other hand, is just weird. See, Nick found out he has an enemy that wants to drown him. Back when Nick was dating Iggy Azalea,
life is about creating memories. What better way to create your own than by experiencing?
they wanted to go on a cute little date. So they thought, hey, let's go swim with some dolphins. They packed their bags, flew to Cabo, and hit up a local aquarium. But this would turn out to be a deadly mistake, because when Nick jumped in the water with some dolphins, he immediately realized that he didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel.
This man always find a way to plug
right.
his
Bad
shit
things
in.
happen when you don't support the channel. Some people even call it a curse. And I know you don't want that. So what are you doing? But anyways, Nick also realized he wasn't swimming with an ordinary dolphin. No. This dolphin was psychotic and out for blood.
Long story, you know, vacation. Dolphin was trying to kill me for some reason. He was playing with everybody else, you know, doing what dolphins do, the and all that. You know, everybody went around in circle, hang on a little plan, you know. And when I went on, he didn't go around. He just went straight down. So he was trying to kill me. So yeah, he's trying to drown me. But I seen it happening, so I jumped out the water
Damn dolphin trying
and took off the little life vest and just threw my little water shoes and stayed outside.
Wait a minute. I know this dolphin. This is the same dolphin that tried to kill Kevin Hart. Gotta watch out for these dolphins, man. I think they're smarter than we realize. I'm just thankful Nick is still alive. That was a close one. But Steph Curry should be thankful too, because he almost died. And it wasn't even his fault. See, back in November of 2018, Curry was driving his Porsche on a highway in Oakland when all of a sudden, a white Lexus went to switch lanes, spun out of control, and crashed into the front of Curry's car, sending him into the guardrail. And this was horrifying. Now, Curry was stuck in his car, in the middle of a highway, surrounded by other cars going 80 miles per hour. And to make things worse, while Curry was waiting for the police to show up, a black Honda lost control too, and they crashed into him from behind. But miraculously, Curry wasn't hurt, and he knew he was pretty lucky to leave the scene without even a scratch. His car was completely totaled, and all it would have taken is a hit from one wrong angle, and Curry could have died on the spot, or at the very least, suffered a career-ending injury. So, Curry only had one man to thank: God. But hey, at least Curry only lost his car, because some NBA players end up losing everything. Like, one player literally lost $100 million because he attacked his coach. Another pulled out a strap on his teammate and lost tens of millions. It's ridiculous.
How crazy you need to be?
You want to hear more about
coach?
that? Then click on this video. These are the mistakes that cost him.
Alright, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button, comment the best part of the video down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're on the road to 150 subscribers. No further ado, I'm out of here. Peace.
Got the mojo deals, we been tripping like 80. Pulling out the coupe at the lot.